Darling, you've gotta let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be there till the end of time. So you gotta let me know. Should I stay or should I go? That's the punk ukulele. I thought I'd do a bit of YouTube video stuff for you to show you the kind of things that we do electronically. I haven't done these with the class yet, but this is something I often do with texts. So the types of assessment we do in the class include lots of different kinds of writing, as you can see here. Although I think the emphasis is on argument, because I think that's really useful for students for now and for later in life. I do think one of the great gifts of English is the ability to argue and to persuade. And I'm sure, as all of you know, the ability to persuade somebody is so useful in the rest of your life. So that's a big deal for me. There may be some practice with limited time writing, although probably not so much with remote learning. We're doing quizzes. They're all open book, but I think they work just as well open book, and in some ways they work better because it's not about remembering things like rote learning. It's about looking things up and making sure you've read it. So I like that. Quite often when they read something, or if we've learned something from the book, they will be doing a quiz. There's going to be homework checks, like annotation checks. There's going to be lots of journaling. I think it's important to keep writing. People talk about it as low stakes writing and high stakes writing. And participation is really important for me. And I talk to the class a lot about this. It's about how you come across. It's about being a good citizen. It's not about being sort of publicly clever. It's about just joining in, helping out, and like if you're the kid who looks up, if somebody says, "Hey, this is going on in the book," and you say, "Yeah, that happened back on page 35 as well," that is really, really important. I like to use a mixture of teaching styles, I suppose. I ask a lot of questions, Socratic method, but I like to do discussions if I can, Harkness style discussions. We often start with breakouts in the class with Zoom, if we were face to face, I would be doing that kind of thing as well. By having small groups talking to each other. But I also like this idea of discussion where they're leading the questions and they are finding places in the book. So it's not teacher lecturing very much. Here's a visual representation of that. On the left, there's teacher tennis, where the teacher asks a question and students kind of fire back the tennis ball. And on the other side is Harkness, or as my class last year referred to this method as Gavness, because I do intervene a bit. Pure Harkness method, if you've never heard of this before, is the teacher really steps back from the discussion and students discuss. Sometimes I feel like, especially with only 2 classes a week, that students need a bit more guidance. So I get involved, but you can see from the pattern of red lines here that it's about students talking to each other and not just backwards and forwards with the teacher. One thing we're doing in remote learning is Membean. So let's have a quick look at Membean. Membean is an app that is 45 minutes a week. They have to do at least 3 separate days. They get a bonus if they do 4 days. It's only 15 minutes a day and they can do it on their phone. Here's a training program. You get to see me screw up some words. Gives you lots of stats, as you can see. Let's start some training together. Let's see what happens here. All right, current session. Don't worry, we're not going to do 15 minutes. To temporize. to, oh dear, I got that wrong. It was hesitate to gain time. So it's going to now
Temporize.
show me what, it's going to get review with me. And I really want you to encourage you to ask your child to spend a good time on reviewing. A lot of this, the program is telling me that a lot of the students are going too fast through this. It's really interesting, this page. Tells you, like, I hope you can see my cursor here. I'm not sure if you can't, but top right, it tells you, the root of the word. Over here, it gives you a kind of a story that shows you, what it means. And,
To temporize is to cause a delay in order to gain more time before making a final decision on something.
I'm not sure if you heard that. Anyway, it gives you examples, related words, like a word map. And this is all, I've paid for this out of the class budget. So it's not costing your students anything, and I hope it's really, really useful. What happens next? This is where I get to get another one wrong. To be abashed. No, I got that wrong too. Gavin?
Abash.
So blushed in shame, right? To be humiliated.
When you abash someone, you make her feel uncomfortable, ashamed, embarrassed, or inferior.
And the point of all this is that by not getting things right, you get to review and review and review. So that's just a little look at this thing, Membean. And that I'm done with that. So that's Membean, and your kids are all doing it. Back to the Zoom.